You know, when the Blessed Mother she was like engaged to Saint Joseph. You know how old she was?
14.
The account ranges from 14 up to 17. So let's say 15. So the Blessed Mother was 15. And she got engaged to Joseph. And then, of course, they got married. She became pregnant, right? So, and Jesus was born in 4 BC. Now, how old was she when Jesus was born?
18.
About 16 maybe. Right? Right? She was 16 in 4 BC. Now Jesus died in the year 30. What is AD?
Anno Domini.
Some people say after death. No, it's not. AD means Anno Domini, year of our Lord. So Jesus was crucified in the year 30. And he was 33. Right? So if you add 33 to 16, the Blessed Mother was 49 when Jesus was. Right? When Jesus was. Anthony. Give the text. Oh, there's this one. So she must have been around 49. Now she died in the year 63. Before the temple was destroyed in Jerusalem. And I can prove to you that she died in the year 63. Now, how old was she when she died? You know why I'm talking to you about this? Today is the Assumption of the Blessed Mother. Did you know that? Today is the Feast of the Assumption. And she was assumed to heaven in the year 63. So how old was she? So you add 33. Yeah? From year 30 to year 63 is 33 years. Yes? So she was 82. So the Blessed Mother was 82 when she fell asleep and then she was assumed to heaven. New information. How do we know this? By this, based on the Acts of the Apostles, based on the death of St. James. Remember, in the year 30, Jesus gave his own mother to the Apostle John. And there was so much persecution of the Christians, that's why she was taken to Ephesus to escape the persecutions. Because the emperor and the likes, those who are persecuting the Christians, they wanted to destroy the Blessed Mother because she was the mother of Jesus. So it makes sense that they destroy her. So to escape that, she was taken to Ephesus. But she died. You know where she died? She died in Jerusalem. The Blessed Mother died in Jerusalem the year 63, before the temple was destroyed in the year 70. And if you take into account the Acts of the Apostles, sacred traditions, and some writings of the early church fathers, that's how they arrived at the year 63. Now how they turn out to be August 15, that I really haven't seen. So maybe she was assumed August 15, year 63, but we're not sure. All right? Just an extra for you. Okay, let's go to the 8 days. This is quite profound. How can Jesus be so insulting? She called the Canaanite woman dog. There are two very profound things about the woman. And those two things are profound. Okay? And humility. And that doesn't include perseverance. You know, the apostles were complaining, can you send her away because she keeps bothering us? When you have somebody bothering you wherever you go, will follow you. What would you be annoyed? That's what happened to the apostles. She was approaching the apostles, but they wouldn't do a thing. And then the apostles told Jesus, can you ask her to go away? Because she keeps bothering us. And that's when she addressed the blessed Lord. Please have mercy on my daughter. My daughter is bedeviled by the demon. Okay? And that's when Jesus said, first of all, Jesus didn't say anything. How do you like to talk to Jesus and he doesn't say anything? You don't know if he heard you. You don't know if he understood what you were saying. You don't know. And so she said it again. The second time she said it, you know what happened? Jesus said, yeah, but the food I set on the table is for the children of Israel. And it's not good to throw this food for the children and throw to the dogs. How would you feel if you were said that? Yeah, that's very insulting. And considering that I look at the Hebrew of this, because how can Jesus say such a thing? What it turned out, these dogs were coined by the Jews to refer to the Gentiles. Have you heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls? Yes, you have, right? The Dead Sea Scrolls? Dead Sea Scroll. You haven't heard of that? There's widespread knowledge about that. It's accepted by the church. The Dead Sea Scrolls.
Dead Sea Scrolls.
Did you know that it was the Essenes who did this? The Essenes are Jews, and they don't like Gentiles at all. They said, the temple is only for the Jews, the worship is only for the Jews, and God is only for the Jews. No Gentiles. We cannot even allow the Gentiles to bring offering, sacrifice in the temple. They wouldn't even allow that. They are extremists. They're extremists. Like Tea Party. They're extremists, extreme right wing. And then Jesus says, and they were the ones who coined this word dogs to the Gentiles. They were the ones, the Essenes. This is the history. I'm giving you the background of this gospel. Now, why did Jesus use the word dogs? First, test of woman's faith. Remember, it was the apostles who said, can you ask her to leave? Ask her to go away. because he keeps bothering us. So Jesus says what he said about the dogs. And then he was actually testing the faith of the world, which he knew. Jesus knew about the faith. Remember, Jesus could see our hearts. So Jesus knew right away that she had a faith, although she was a Gentile. But Jesus wanted his apostles to witness that. Imagine the apostles witness that. Jesus saying, it's not good. It's not good that this food that belongs to the children of Israel be thrown to the dogs. The apostles heard that. And then the apostles heard what the woman said. What did the woman say? Yeah, but even those food that get dropped from the table will be eaten by the dogs. The woman was saying, I'll be happy to be like a dog. I will stay under the table to see what leftover you have for your children of Israel. Humility. That's profound humility. Right? How humble can anyone get to say that? But that's the intention of Jesus. So the apostles would witness the kind of test that the woman had to undergo. That's the same thing for you and for me. The Jews are really blessed because they're the children of God. As you will see later, there's one line, I didn't write this, that's why. There's one reading, one gospel during this week, remember when the master had to hire laborers. Some started at 9, some at 12, some at 3. And those that started at 3 were given the same wage as those that started at 9. And they didn't feel good about it. But is it bad? Did we agree that this is your compensation and here's your money? Now go away. That's the agreement. I didn't underpay you. Is it my fault if I overpay somebody? Because I'm generous to other people? But that's how people are. That's human nature, right? Because we feel that the more hours we work, the more money we should get. And those guys who work only for 2 hours, they got the same wage as those who started working since the morning. Now, that has something to do with this. You and I are Gentiles. You and I are subject to the test. You understand? We have not been favored at the beginning. Not until Jesus came. Then we became favored as well, just like the Jews. For Jesus, it doesn't matter, Jewish or not, they're both favored. The heaven's door have been opened for everyone. That's why the gospel yesterday was, are we welcoming as a church? Do we welcome everybody? That's one of the key points from yesterday's gospel. But the fact remains that if you're a Gentile, you have to go through the test. You have to go through the test. Now, of course, I'm not saying the Jews didn't go through the test. They have been through lots of tests too. But the moral lesson here is, let's not lose heart when we go through tests. What kind of tests are we talking about? Being insulted? Like what she was, right? Imagine being insulted like that. Maybe what will you do when you get insulted? You'll cry? You'll walk away? You flunk the test. How can we be like the woman, the Canaanite woman? In her humility, in her perseverance, in her faith. How much faith you and I have to withstand such insult? Probably not as big. I'm just challenging and daring you now. You follow? Now it makes sense why Jesus said what he said?